Hey guys, today I have something really cool to look at. This is the new the Tiny Hawk by Emax. Comes in a pretty nice little carrying case here. Let's go ahead and open it up. And there it is, a little tiny whoop, little Emax Tiny Hawk. Pretty neat little drone. You know, it comes, you know, it's a full acro capable whoop. It comes with the F4 flight controller. It's flashed with Betaflight 3.5.1 from September, so a pretty new version of Betaflight on there. Let's see, the motors that come with it are, I'm going to check my phone here, I got all the specs up for it. The motors, I believe, are 15,000 kV motors on here. Unfortunately, they only come with one set of spare props. That's a real big issue for me because I just threw a prop on I think my playhouse here in the backyard testing out acro, and I almost you know, was out of luck because I threw a prop. Thank God my wife found it in the yard. We were looking all over, like, oh geez, because it has no extra props. I don't know why Emax would not include extra props, because this design is a snap-on design. So you're going to have a prop fly off. Now the prop was not damaged, but it did throw it off. So if that's on my mind right now, it's because I'm a bit irritated by it. So let's see, what else we want to cover here. Like I mentioned, it's an F4 flight controller. It has a 4-in-1 ESC. I want to see what amp it is. It's not very big. It's let's see, it's like, it says it's 3 amps on the ESC, the 4-in-1 ESC. The camera here mounted in the front, I think I have a little bit of gunk on it. This is I think it's a 600 TVL. Yeah, 600 TVL camera. It's a 25 milliwatt video TX, so it's not super powerful. So I had it breaking up, you know, it wasn't very far away. So, you know, it'd be nice if it was 200, but usually 25 is just fine for flying a whoop around, because you're not going to go too far away. Now this comes with an Emax branded FreeSky compatible D8 receiver. So I've got that bound up to my Tyrannus, which is sitting over there on the other side of the table. So this is like, so it works with FreeSky. Let's see what else we got here. I wanted to think how many channels. 37 channels is what the video TX is. So it's a pretty nice little flyer. The camera has pretty good quality. It's nice for flying around, you know, FPV in your house. You know, flying an acro, I was using, I was not using the stock battery. I was using one out of my Snapper 7. It's only a 30C, so that might be affecting it, because an acro, I had to really give it full throttle just to do a flip from rather high up without it hitting the ground. We'll have to see how that works on the stock battery, because a stock battery is a 60C, I think it's 160C burst is what it says. And these are, just like this Happy model, these are lithium ion high voltage. So these are the 4.35 volt, so a little more voltage too, so that helps you out. But they only give you one battery too. It'd be nice if they're giving you, you know, like the Snapper 7 comes with 3. But it's a nice flyer. And like I said, it's a lot of fun to fly this around, really nice controls. It doesn't have a lot of pitch when you're flying in stabilized mode, so you might want to increase that in Betaflight. I bumped mine up to, I think, 40 degrees. It was set to 25, so it really reminded me of almost a mode, excuse me, a rate 1 on a toy drone. It doesn't have a lot of pitch by the stock default settings that they have in Betaflight, so I increased that, because the Snapper 7 is set to 55. It flies like this, so it's, you know, and it may be too much pitch for this camera, because this camera is hard mounted. You can't adjust the angle like on the Snapper 7. So, you know, 40 seems fine. I don't know if I'd go more than that, because you may end up looking at the ground here with the permanent mount here on the FPV camera. So that's something to take into consideration. It also comes with a multi-charger. This is pretty nice. Now, it's not as nice as a Snapper 7, because it has an LCD on a little LED screen here to let you know what it's charging, you know, the voltage. But this one, it lights up green and it'll go out once it's charged, and it has a 0.6 and 0.2 amp rate, so 0.6 is what I charge it on, the higher one, which is just fine for this 450 milliamp battery. And you know, pretty nice little charger. And you just get some, you know, you get a Phillips screwdriver in here if you need to take off the motors. You know, nice little Phillips screwdriver, and some Emax stickers. They also give you a spare battery plug here. I don't know if this is a type of JST plug, I believe. I don't know exactly what they call it. Some rubber mounts and some more Phillips screwdrivers, and a pretty good instruction manual in there. And of course these Emax stickers, which are kind of cool if you want to put those on your controller. But overall, pretty nice little drone. I like it. My biggest gripe is obviously I wish that they would have included spare props. That's a huge oversight in my opinion, because you are going to throw these off. I've thrown off the props several times, but if you're outside, you know, like I was now a while ago, it's going to be hard to find it. They're pretty small. In the house, I was able to find it much easier. I would have liked, they also, like I had mentioned a moment ago, I would have liked to have seen them, you know, out of the box, put a little more pitch for the stabilized mode, you know, for angle mode, because a lot of people are just going to be flying it that way, especially around your house, and you might want to be a little bit sportier. But it's pretty good for just, you know, around your house, but outside especially, I like to have more pitch so I can get out of the way of things quicker. It's a little too docile, so, you know, bump that up to like 35, 40 degrees, and I think you'll be better off. All right, guys, I think I covered everything here, so I'm going to take this out now, and we'll fly it around. I'm probably going to fly it in stabilized and horizon. I don't know if I'm going to do acro. I'll show you the flips in horizon. You know, I'm not great at acro, but I can get around just fine. But you know, with the fact that the props are so easy to lose, I don't want to throw a prop off on crashing it in acro, because you know I'm much more likely to crash it in acro mode. Yeah, we'll just fly it around here to get you guys an idea how it flies, because it is a nice little whoop. So we'll be right back with the flight review. Okay guys, so I have the Emax Tiny Hawk. I'm going to take it now out for a test flight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it around here and fly it a little bit, just line of sight for a moment, and then we'll land it, and I'll do some FPV flight, include that footage from my goggles. So, you know, flight time on these things are not very long. I don't know how, 3-4 minutes, I'm not sure. So we won't do a very long line of sight. Let me just grab my QX7 Tyrannus here. I've got it. Let's go ahead and I'm going to set it down. We'll fly it around here, line of sight. As you guys can see, it flies really nice. Just got to put it down. I've got it in stabilized or full angle mode right now, just for line of sight. Go ahead and unlock the props. Go ahead and take it up. There's a breeze coming directly at me, my face right now. And see, it's blowing it back at me. But it flies pretty good. See, I increased the angle on it, so it's going to have a little better time fighting this wind. Not super sporty. The Snapper 7 has more, you know, that's why I like to compare it to, since they're very similar. It seems to be a little sportier than this, but that's because it has more pitch, and I don't want to give this more pitch because I'm afraid that since the camera's permanently mounted angle there, I'm not going to be able to see where I'm going full pitch. There's your yaw, of course, nice fast yaw. Let's do a throttle punch here, and then we'll go ahead and land it and do some FPV. Let's give it a throttle punch. Not too bad. I mean, it's a whoop. It's a 1S. You know, a 2S like the Mobula 7 is going to be is really sporty at this size. I believe, from what I'm hearing, they're going to make a 2S version of this, which would be nice, because this is okay. You know, for 1S, it's actually pretty good. But there's, you know, 2S would be ideal on these little guys. But it flies nice though. Real easy to fly this in stabilized mode, angle mode in your house. Let's go ahead and land it here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, we'll be right back guys. I'm gonna put the goggles on, we'll include the FPV footage, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the FPV footage I included here, the Emax Tiny Hawk. So, nice little drone. It's like around $100. I just wish they would include extra props. That's the only real complaint I have with this. And give it more pitch and Betaflight if you feel you need it. Otherwise, nice little drone. There's a purchase link in the description if you're interested in this. As usual, make sure to subscribe, guys, if you're not a subscriber, and click the bell so you know when I upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a really good day.
The power of the dark side.